In this class, we're going to answer several questions. It's a printmaking class, but if it's a print, is it an original piece of artwork because you make more than one? Is it not considered one of a kind? Each time you do a print, you have a different quality depending on what type of ink you use, what type of pressure that you use, what paper are you using. So let's go find out how we make an original piece of artwork with a print. Now that we know that printmaking, even if you make 10 or 100 prints, is still an original piece of art, we're going to make a couple double prints ourselves today using things from our treasure box. Get your little round ones out. Nothing bigger than this, please. If you choose, you can. I never am telling you exactly you can't. This right here is a perfect size. I made a square because I had not practiced with the square, so we're going to experiment together today. And this was my original tool, was the top from a water bottle or something like that. I actually have a box of those just in case. You're going to need either a paint palette, a little plate, even a piece of paper, because we don't need that much paint doing this. And I'm going to do opposite colors. I'm going to do black and white on black, which is why I have two brushes as well. Since we're making more than one print, I decided to have more than one paper. So I'll set these off to the side. I think I'll do the black first. So I'll put the black paper, I meant the black tempera paint first. Separate these so when I do my prints. You want to see one? Okay, I got something to show you here. This is the very first one I did when I was experimenting and testing, and I found that I put too much tempera, and we're going to call it ink today, onto my printing plate. And I was like, oh, that is just too much. Kind of looks like a bunch of people yelling, or fish if they went up to your camera lens or something like that. Miss Linda seeing stuff on everything again. And then this was my second attempt. I liked this one much better. I liked the movement of the swirls. I loved the way it picked up the background. And then I did my ghost print, which is still a unique piece of artwork. And look, it's the same. Let me find, here's the direction. It's the same, and yet what? This one is so much lighter, fainter, which is why they call it a ghost print. I almost prefer this one. Let's see what happens when we use white paint on black paper with the same method. This is me trying to change the design that I used. I wish I would have just stuck to the original one. This is all right. It just looks a little more like a, I don't know, a fancy donut, a rose, something like that. I do love these lines. In printmaking, you get these beautiful where the paint or the ink is picked up or left on. And then here's my ghost print. And again, I like this one better. It's got a little more depth. It almost looks like it's going inward. You can prefer whatever you prefer, and you could probably try to do 3, and each time it's going to be a little, fainter. And that's why they call it a ghost print. Let's find out how to do this. Since I'm going to use the black ink first, move my tools out of the way. Let's do something smaller this time. I think I'm going to use the bottom of a glue stick. This is my plate. This is my ink, which is really just tempera paint. Now, remember I put it on too thick the first time. I'm going to put it on lighter, and you'll see why. Make sure you outline it so it comes out in a circular form so that the patterns have a direction. I'm going to hold this down. It's moving. As you can see, the paint is not so thick. You don't need it thick. You can almost hear it. You should be able to hear a little bit of that plate. Your ears, your eyes, all telling your mind what to do. There we go. That's enough paint. I'm going to tip it a little bit so you can see. It's not so thick. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually be moving or removing some of that paint to create our design. Let's go squigglies. Now I'm pressing hard. and then touch it on my paper. I can tell this one's going to be different as well. This is not picking up the paint as much, but it's going to be an interesting design. It'll have movement. And I'm going to show you what I also learned the other day is you can go over it and remove more paint. See how I've defined that a little more? I almost went in the opposite direction. Too much paint here, so I'm going to start here and scrape some of that paint off, so to speak. You're not really scraping it. Let's see what our experiment has to offer. I'm going to look at this so I know I can get it fairly centered. You can see the black paint through. You can actually see some of the design starting to show through. Hold it down with one hand and giant scrumbling with the other. And let's see what we have. One more around. Peel it. Hold your... It's gorgeous. It looks like a bunch of seashells sitting together. Oh, trying some tongue twisters. Let's make a ghost copy. Ready? This one's going to be fainter. So what do you think you have to do? Rub harder or lighter? Harder, you're right. One hand holds it down, the other goes and tries to pick that paint up with a little bit of pressure. When you're doing something with circles, you're going to see that a square piece of paper is going to try to bubble. That's all right. All right, ghost print. Ooh, sweet. That one's really light compared to this one. This one actually has some like shadow details. The best part about doing it this way is watch this. Miss Linda can go over this paint one more time and create a new one. Should I try my square tool? I'm game. Now, because this paint has dried a little bit, you're probably going to get a different type of print. Like I was telling you earlier, just because it's the same image, each time it's printed, each time that you use a different tool or a different type of paint, or how much pressure, or what kind of paper are you using? Since this one is squared, this one is not, I'm not going to give up though, I'm going to still do it. We don't know what we're going to get. Maybe I'll try the other side. Maybe it's not touching enough. Here's where I get my fingers nice and dirty. I think I'm going to find out that square doesn't work. So what do? Do I get upset? No, I just go over this one more time. We don't have to get worked up about things that didn't work out. We tried them. So either that tool was not made flush or flat enough, or it didn't work. Then I'm going to go with the big circles. This is how I did the rose one. But now I'm going to do, oh, it's like a, I don't know, a starfish in the middle. Let's go with that. You leave that starfish. You make these little swirlies on the edge. Remember, you can go over it a second time. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'm not giving up on this tool yet. All right, let's see what happens. This is my second print, and yes, now my hands start getting dirty. No biggie. I have soap and water. All right, experiment time. Didn't get upset, didn't give up. Oh, I see that starfish. So I guess we're going for the seashell starfish. And nice. It does look like a starfish. Now this is going to go, I'm just going to put this under or in between. Up, up, up. I'll put it in between here so I don't get everything dirty. Put my white paint away. Put my pieces of artwork off to dry. Now, when you're working with newspaper, you're lucky because you can just take the newspaper and turn it over. I don't want to get black on my white. Not going to use white There I go again. Not going to use a white plate. I'm going to use a black one with a white ink. I'm calling it ink because guess what? It shows up better. Not worried about that. What color? Yes, black paper, Miss Linda. I always cut my paper into perfect squares when I'm using circles. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to do one on a rectangle piece, a regular 9x12 piece, to show you the balance difference. Or maybe I'll even try to do a double ghost print. Who knows? Anything's possible when we're doing printmaking. Again, you don't need a ton. This is not as thick as the other paint. And with the black paint, paint plates, Miss Linda's getting her PLs all mixed up. You can see how thick the paint is because the black plate will show you. If it's too thick, it's too white. All right, I'm gonna go circular. I'm gonna go big. Should we do a big one? Yeah, I'm gonna use this big one. Oh, yes. Yes, did I use this one? Miss Linda, I'm gonna start in the middle because there's a circle in the middle. Oh yeah, good choice. Oh, this one's gonna be so cool. Look at the designs already. It's because it's got a sharper edge on it. It's moving the paint better. Oh my goodness. With the black plate, you can also almost see what the design's going to look like when you're done. Oh, you're gonna love this one. I'm in a state of joy myself. Isn't it nice to do things that make you feel good? I think we don't do enough of that. I think we should all make a promise to ourselves to do things that make us feel great. This is gonna make me feel great. And lightly, you don't want to push it too much. You do want to get every little half an inch or more. Like I said, find your rim and go around the outside first. I'm a little anxious. I want to see what it looks like. I believe I've touched everything. Oh, I was right. This thing's gorgeous. Before this dries, let's get that second print. I'm going to aim for the center of this, or I'm going to just put it down. I just want to show you why it's smart to balance your paper as well as whatever you're using. If you're painting a painting, this is a good shape for it. If you're doing patterns, sometimes a square, evenly squared paper. When you're doing imprinting into your paper, let's see. Look, that's sweet. The white on black came out really sweet. But see how it looks like it's like off? You can always cut your paper afterwards. This one, look at it, almost, here I go again seeing stuff. Looks like little playful fish dancing around. Okay, I will leave it at that. Have fun. Clean up after you're done. Use your tempera paints, use your plates. Try it over and over again until you are satisfied that you've mastered it and you're ready to teach someone else.